All right, here we go then. All right, since we need a reminder, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0 on the number line. Okay, so it's the distance that a number is from 0 on the number line. All right, so to take into account our example, let's say I put 0 in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is all the way out here. Okay, since I'm asking for the absolute value of 7, how far away is 7 from 0? 7. Okay, so the absolute value of 7 is 7. Now, can anybody come up with another number that also has an absolute value that equals 7? Negative 7. So he says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that negative 7 is also 7 units away. So therefore, the absolute value of negative 7 would be 7. Okay, so understand that absolute value represents distance. Okay, and you know the asterisk here always results in a positive outcome because distance is always positive. Questions with that? You look confused. No? You sure, Diana? Yeah? You're good? Okay. All right, so absolute value. Okay, remember absolute value bars are grouping symbols. So in terms of subtract, add, divide, multiply, exponent, and P for parentheses, what would absolute value bars represent? Subtract, add, multiply, exponents, parentheses. In terms of order of operations, what would absolute value represent?
Add.
You said add, you say multiply. Anybody from over here? You want to say subtract? You want to say all of them?
I want to say add.
Add?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, let's think about this. Don't these kind of look like parentheses?
Yes.
Just instead of curvy parentheses, they're straight up. Okay, so they represent P. That means that you have to do what? You have to do inside, like Alex just said, inside the absolute value before solving the equation. Okay, so what I mean by that is, and we struggled with this a little bit when we were doing this in Unit 1, is you had an example like this. 5 minus 21 inside of the absolute value. And so some of you were saying, oh, absolute value is always positive, and you were doing 5 plus 21 equals 26.
No.
That's wrong? So what should we do then?
It should be 5 minus 21.
Which is?
16, negative 16, but you make it a positive, so this absolute value.
All right, there you go. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here, is reminder that what you have to do inside the absolute value first. Okay? All right, so the reason why that's going to be important is because when we go to check our answers, okay, make sure that you know how to check it correctly. Okay? All right, so A, super simple, because we already did it. Okay? One of the things you have to understand, and this is important, is that not all the time, but most of the time, there could be 2 solutions. Okay? There are 2 solutions. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. So we have to look for both. Okay? You should all know what these 2 solutions are. The absolute value of what number is 7? Hint, 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 look at our examples above. 7. Okay? I think you guys are thinking it's harder than it is. Okay? X is equal to 7. But there's another answer. What other number can you take the absolute value of? What? Negative 7. All right. So the reason why we start with this one is what you need to understand is we're gonna take the inside part and only the inside part. We're gonna drop the bars. And we're gonna take the inside part and we're gonna set it equal to the positive and the negative of the number on the outside. Okay? So, think about B before we actually do this. The absolute value of what is 8? 8. The absolute value of what other number is 8? Negative 8. All right, so that means that when we look at B then, okay, that the x minus 3 can equal 8, because that's on the inside, or x minus 3 can equal negative 8. All right, so here's what you do, okay? You are going to create two equations. You're going to do that by doing the positive and the negative of the number on the outside, okay? So notice that I'm taking the part on the inside, the x minus 3. I'm setting it equal to a positive 8. That's right here. And then I'm setting x minus 3 equal to a negative 8, and that's over here. Did I use absolute value bars when I created my equation? No. And I don't want you to do that either, okay? Now we just solve. If I had to solve this one, what would you do?
Add 3 to 8.
And you would get x is equal to 11. All right, so let's check that by plugging it back in. What's the absolute value of 11 minus 3? Is it 8?
Yes.
Then check. X must equal 11. It works. Okay? Now, biggest thing that some people like to do, they think, oh, it's super easy. All I gotta do is say 11, and then the other answer is negative 11. And that's wrong. You have to actually solve. Because notice that when I go to add 3 to a negative 8, what's negative 8 plus 3?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Notice that these two numbers are not the same. So don't just assume that if x is 11, x is also negative 11. That's wrong. Okay? All right, so let's plug it back in. What's negative 5 minus 3?
Negative 8. No.
Is it negative 8?
Negative
It is negative 2 or negative?
8.
All right.
No, yeah, it is negative 8.
If you lose 5 yards and then lose 3 yards, you lost 8 yards. Or if you lost $5 and lost $3 more, you lost $8. Okay? So what's the absolute value of negative 8? Positive 8, which means check. It works. Okay? So there are two answers. And the reason why there are two answers is because the number inside the absolute value could be positive or negative. Okay? So we would simply say x is equal to 11, x is equal to negative 5.
I have a
Question? Yes.
For the second one, if you see on the top, you say x minus 3 equals negative 8.
Yes. All right. But notice that this one has no absolute value bars. Okay? All right, because I'm using this to solve. But whenever I want to check my answer, I always have to check it with the original equation. So does the original equation have absolute value bars? Yes. So now I got to go back and I got to use the absolute value bars. Okay, good question. Yes. So that's why I put the absolute value bars here, and that's why I went back to a positive 8. Because I have to check it with the original question. Does that make sense? Because you wanted to plug it in here, didn't you? Yeah, okay. Always plug it back into the original question. Yeah.
I don't get it because the negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. But how does like the negative 8 get like the absolute value sign?
Well, what does our question say? Does it have absolute value symbols?
Yeah, but the 8, it's not on the 8.
Correct, it doesn't have to be. Okay, all right, so here's, maybe to simplify it. What's the absolute value of 8?
8.
What's the absolute value of negative 8? 8. Does either of these two 8s have an absolute value symbol around them? All right, so you have to get into the habit of understanding absolute value symbols is like an operation. You are doing something, okay? You are calculating its distance from 0. And that's why we started out with this idea of understanding that you need to interpret the absolute value symbols. Those are grouping symbols. So it's P, it's parentheses. We're doing an operation, okay? These are good questions. I like this. This is good. Anybody else? Okay, so we got one more that we're going to try and do. All right, so general rule of thumb, and on this, what we're going to do is we'll put all of our concepts together, okay? So number 1, so write this down, okay, is get the absolute value by itself. Yep, write that down. These are going to be your instructions. Always get the absolute value by itself. You want to do that the first thing, okay? We did not have to do that on A and B, because notice in A, it was absolute value of x all by itself, absolute value of x minus 3 all by itself, okay? We didn't have to do it then, but now we got to do it. All right, so what does that mean? What should we do?
Distribute.
No, we do not ever distribute. So if we need to write that down, let's do that. Do not distribute. Do not distribute. So instead, what else can we do to get this thing all by itself? Maria?
2x minus 7.
Okay, but we want to get that by itself. So my question to you is, okay, when I say all by itself on one side of the equal sign, what I mean is everything to the left of that line that I just drew. How can I get rid of the minus 5? How can I get rid of minus 5? What'd you say? All right, so we're going to add 5 to both sides. Okay, so now that gives us a 3 times the absolute value of 2x minus 7 is equal to what? 9. Now, I want to get rid of this 3. Now, you said to distribute, but we said do not distribute. So what can I do instead of distributing? Not add.
Over like.
What's the opposite of multiplying?
Divide.
So let's divide by 3. Because remember, if you want to distribute, that would be multiplying. So we're going to not distribute, we're going to divide. That cancels this out, and now we've got the absolute value of 2x minus 7 equal to what number? 3. All right. Step number 2. Create 2 equations. Okay? Can anybody give me one of those 2 equations? Diana, give me one of them.
2x plus 7 equals.
Nope.
Minus 7.
Why did you change it to a plus?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna keep the inside exactly the same, and we're gonna go 2x minus 7. What do you want to set that equal to? To 3. Okay, can someone create the other equation? We need to hear from other people. Daisy, what do you think? All right, so 2x minus 7 equals negative 3.
Yes.
Okay? All right, step number 3, solve. All right, so from here, you should be able to do this part on your own. Solve for x, get 2 different x values. See what you come up with. And for those people that are working ahead, okay, step 4 is going to be to check. And the reason why you have to check is because of extraneous solutions that won't work. Okay? All right, so it looks like walking around, people are getting x is equal to 5 from this equation, and x is equal to 2 from this equation. Did anybody not get those 2 answers?
I did.
Okay, so then just a reminder, you do want to just check, okay? And you don't have to, actually do the whole thing. You can kind of do this mentally, all right? As in, What's 2 times 5? Minus 7. What's the absolute value of 3? Positive 3, because you said earlier at the beginning of class that the absolute value is always positive. So what's 3 times 3?
9.
Minus 5 equals 4. Check. It worked. Would you agree that 9 minus 4 is 5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, if I do it again, 3 times the absolute value of 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2? Minus 7. What's 4 minus 7? Negative 3. What's the absolute value of negative 3? Positive 3. Times the 3 on the outside. 9. Minus 5 is 4. Check. It works. Okay? Sounds like we struggled with that. Maybe you guys need to do your checks all the way through. But I wanted to show that both answers do work. Okay? All right. So, reminders. Number 1. Please make sure you understand. You always have to get the absolute value by itself. And then you create your 2 equations. And then just solve the 2 equations. Remember that there could be 2 answers. A lot of time there will be 2 answers. Okay, just sometimes there won't be. So maybe for 2 points extra credit, can anybody tell me the one time in which there will be 1 answer instead of 2?
That's all really.
Nope,
When everything's positive?
nope. When will we only have 1 answer versus 2 answers?
If the,
Nope,
When there's only one X in a number.
nope,
if there's only one number.
nope.
There's a fraction.
Never.
Okay, all right. So to check for understanding here, okay, based upon what we did, if I were to do the absolute value of x plus 1 is equal to 6, how many equations would you create?
1.
2. Didn't we just get done saying that you would do x plus 1 equals 6, x plus 1 equals negative 6? You're going to have 2 answers, right? Everybody good?
Oh, when he's next for 0.
Ah, ding, 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 ding. All right, so
You don't
if
get
I
it.
had the absolute value of x plus 1 is equal to 0, is there such a thing as a positive 0 and a negative 0?
Does she still
No.
get it?
Okay? I don't know. What do you think?
No.
She doesn't get it? No, because I kind of led her too much? Okay, all right. Is that what you were going to say?
No.
Oh, okay. You were all frustrated, so I thought that she beat you to it or something. Yeah,
Well, like this one, the problem was you, it's like,
Negative 0.
go ahead.
it's like, how do you do like the problem, like the problem just did, how do you do it?
Okay, so,
Like, how do you do like 2 times 5 is 10, and then how do you get like 4 as your check?
oh, you mean the checking part?
Yeah, how do you?
Okay, all right, so if you want me to show the checking all the way through. All right, so based upon order of operations, when I do inside the absolute value first, okay, so therefore I'm going to do 3 absolute value 4 minus 7. I'm going to do inside the absolute value, so now I'm going to do 4 minus 7 and get negative 3. Okay, and I still have this minus 5 equal to 4 minus 5 equal to 4. What's the absolute value of negative 3? So now I've got 3 times a positive 3 minus 5 is equal to 4. And then 3 times 3 is 9 minus 5 equal to 4.
You don't multiply that.
What?
I thought you said that you don't multiply the outside value.
We multiply after taking the absolute value. So notice that the absolute value, once I take it, I no longer have absolute value symbols, okay? And that's why. At any point, did I distribute the 3?
No,
No.
never.
So I multiplied, I didn't distribute. So if that's what you're thinking. And remember, that's just for your check, okay? And all we're doing is following order of operations. We're doing the inside out, okay? What's wrong? Maria, you okay? You good?
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right, so